Hi everyone, it's Miss Truffle, a total speedrunning nerd, as you will be able to see in this video. I'm gonna present to you a new speedrunning concept, which is probably the third one I've found in just few months after Indie Challenge Week and 2 Hour Challenge Catch Up, which I actually revealed pretty recently. This new concept is very different though, because it doesn't involve me doing anything or challenge on stream, but you will be more involved than any other concept I've created so far. So let's introduce you in this Speedy Bounty. Yeah, I'm really a genius when it comes to find names to speedrunning concept. You see, as I said, I'm a speedrunning nerd, especially when it comes to indie game. This is my favorite type of game to speedrun, and one of my biggest wheel on my speedrunning career is to create as much leaderboard as possible for indie games on SRC. So far, I've already done it for State of Anarchy, which is a top-down uh, action game, Simona's Requiem, which is a Metroidvania inspired by Simon's Quest, and also Ghost and DJs, which is obviously a tribute to the Ghost and Goblins franchise. All very good speedruns actually, and I recommend you to take a look at them. I really love to see obscure indie games being speedrun because it really fascinates me to see some very obscure games getting destroyed by speedrunner and having little community. Every game is speedrunnable, and who knows what kind of crazy stuff we will see on some of those very obscure games. But while I was trying some of those never speedrun before games, I realized that some of them I didn't really wanted to speedrun them either because it wasn't really great games or just didn't fit me for the kind of speedrun it would be, which makes me a bit sad because I'd love to see how this game can be speedrunned and optimized. And this is how I thought about this concept. I want to encourage enthusiastic speedrunners to speedrun those very obscure games, to give them a chance with a bounty. The goal is just to dissect those games I put a bounty on, then try to do a speedrun of them and then share it on SRC, create a brand new leaderboard, and hopefully from this little first spark, a new community will grow from it. Of course, you need to put a genuine effort at doing this speedrun. The speedrun doesn't need to be perfect or just even amazing. It just can be a little first try with a lot of mistakes. But we need to see that you put some effort to really try to go fast and find some faster routing and maybe some glitches or whatever. So not just a usual casual playthrough you can see on YouTube anyway. I know this formulation can be a bit vague. I hope I did it well. I couldn't find a better way to say it, sorry. But I hope you will like this concept and you will try to claim this bounty. Before talking about the first game, about this first bounty, I will talk about the devs who made this game, which is HugePixel. They have been around the game dev world since at least 2018, and they already released 14 games on Steam and other platforms, which are all 2D games in different genres. They are mostly pretty simple, cheap, short and silly games. Some of them looks like flash games, and to be honest, not always very well polished, even though it seems like they really improve on this over the years. It's one of those indie devs which is a little paradise if you love those kind of obscure indie games, and you can be sure that they will release at least few games per year. Most of their games don't really appeal to me, to be honest, but if you like this kind of little janky games, you can give it a look. Maybe you will like it. And I know some speedrunners who love this kind of janky hidden gems. So now finally let's talk about the game I will put a bounty on, which is Rusty Gun. It's a silly run and gun with pretty simple mechanic and plot also, but there is also some kind of Mega Man vibes, or especially with the slide mechanic. You can finish this game in about an hour, but there is quite a lot of levels and bosses for this kind of short game, which is a good thing. I played this game in 2021, and I can tell you it's a bit harder at least than it looks. Like, it's not impossible, but some levels are really ruthless, even at the beginning of the game. Also, the bosses doesn't always have some patterns, so it makes them very unpredictable and sometimes frustrating. And very importantly, the gameplay can be a bit janky and not well polished, especially the jumps, which are way too fast, so platform sections can be very tedious. It's not a horrible game, it has definitely its good moments, but it's far from being perfect. However, I think this game can look very cool in an optimized run, especially if someone masters the slide mechanic. This good speedrunning potential, the fact it's pretty simple mechanically speaking, and also the fact it's a short casual experience were the reason why I chose this game for the first edition of Indie Speedy Bounty. It was definitely the best candidate. So, for the first person who will be able to do a proper full game speedrun and create a leaderboard on SOC after that, I will give you a price of 30 euros. Don't worry about the euros thing, it's pretty close to dollars if you're American. You can reach me on Twitter or SOC with the link of the speedrun you made and of the leaderboard you created. It's just simple as that. And after that, we could talk about your preferred way to get a prize. It can be in gifted subs or bits, for instance. As for PayPal, I have an issue with this though, because I didn't change my name legally yet. So there is still my dead name on it and I don't want to show it, obviously. I'm still gonna try to find some solutions about this, maybe create another account, I don't know, because getting the PayPal as an option for giving you the price would be amazing, to be honest. I also learned that Venmo is a possible alternative. I'm gonna take a look at this as well, just in case it can work too. But don't worry, I'm gonna try my best to find solutions. And as I said, I could talk to the winner of this prize to find solutions. Now, as a little bonus, I would like to talk about the other games that HugePixel made, because there is a good amount of games were made which can be pretty short casual experiences and maybe some potential good speedruns. As I said, as for now, there are 14 games available on Steam and other platforms, including Rusty Gun, plus one upcoming game. So let's do a very quick presentation of all of them. There is Dead Dust, a top-down action game in Western style, Shop Dish, a very silly platformer, Lord of the Click, a medieval clicker strategy game, More Dark, a demonic puzzle platformer, Bone Marrow, a medieval puzzle RPG which is inspired by 2048, I hope it's the way you're supposed to pronounce it, Glittering Sword, a Zelda-like top-down action game which apparently have some Sokoban type puzzles, Crossbow Crusade, a gothic run and gun with Castlevania vibes, Restless Night, a creepy retro action game, Earth Marines, a top-down action game with zombies, Lord of the Click 2, which is obviously a sequel to Lord of the Click 8 and which looks probably much better, Tower Domination, a roguelike bullet hell with a toad, Circus Pocus, a top-down action-adventure game, and it feels like a mix between Zelda and Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Gav Gav Odyssey, a puzzle game with Space Dog, which seems like their most polished game so far. And there is also Lord of the Click 3, which is a third game in the Lord of the Click franchise in preparation. Fun fact, and this is the reason why I presented to you the other HugePixel games, there are no run on SRC or YouTube on any of those games except one. The only one which has been speedrun is More Dark by Buddy on Xbox One. I will link you one of their run in the description. Even though some of those games are pretty mediocre games, I'm pretty surprised almost none of those games were speedrun before, because I know much more obscure games which have gotten more love than them by speedrunners. Just to be clear, I won't put any bounty on those other games, but if you want to try it, it would be good to see, honestly. I'd love to see the other games getting some runs on SLC. Even though their quality is variable, I think most of them can make some pretty interesting speedrun. On my side, I'm probably gonna try some of them someday and hopefully speedrun at least one of them. The most interesting games for me personally are Bone Marrow, Crossbow Crusade, which looks pretty similar to Rusty Gun in terms of gameplay actually, maybe a little bit better, and Domination. I hope you will like this new concept. I'm totally new to this kind of thing, so it's really exciting. I will obviously keep you updated about the state of this bounty in the description of this video, and maybe if there is some news about the other games, I will also keep you informed about that. There will be other bounties like this in the future. I already have a list of few games which are waiting for some speedrunner love. Don't hesitate to give me feedback about this new concept. Also, don't hesitate to share it wherever you want, just to increase the chances of getting a runner interested in this. Good luck, have fun to anyone who will try those games, and see you on my Twitch channel for more speedrunning action. Have a good day!